Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna talk about the bear incident this morning. I haven't had any sleep at all. Me and 3 other people were staying at a place called Beech Gap Campsite. It was just a little campsite, didn't have many tent slots, but there was plenty for us and about 3 other people. When we get to the campsite, one of the guys by the name of Greg said that he read in Far Out that on the 17th, the bear was either trying to take the bear bags or it did take a bear bag. And we laughed about it, but Scott from Australia said, you know what, if I hear something tonight, I would use a code word by the term Bora Bora. So that's what he was going to do, is say Bora Bora. Well, it was about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I heard Scott say, he's taking the bag, screaming out loud. He's headed that direction. And I got up out of a deep sleep trying to figure out what he was trying to say. But I knew that it was either the bear or a homeless person, because there's a lot of homeless people up here trying to take our food. So I jumped out of my tent. Well, I got on my Crocs and took out a knife and started headed towards the bear bags. The funny thing about it is I don't know where I was going because I was so tired. I did have a little light on, but I had it on red, so I couldn't see much. So the bear bags were still there. Scott and I walked up a little bit further. I was able to get my headlamp to a bright light, and that's when I saw that bear standing about 20 feet in front of me. Big head. He looked at me, turned away, and kept on walking. He did make a couple of noises saying, I don't know what he was saying, but he was making those weird puffing sounds. So throughout the night, he kept on trying to come back to the bear bags. He tried to come to mine and Scott's bag, then he tried to go to Greg's bag. It wasn't until about 4 o'clock in the morning that he decided to leave us alone. So I videotaped everything I could when I went back to my tent, grabbed my phone. You'll be able to see it, but that's what happened. So it was scary, comical, and something that I'd never experienced in my life. But that's what the Appalachian Trail is. You experience everything from rain to snow to freezing to climbing to beauty. Being on top of the world 1 second, being exhausted the next. It is a big challenge, but it's awesome. So if you have the opportunity, I suggest you go ahead and do it. We only have one life. Take it. Take advantage of it. Do it. I understand people are hurt. There's a lady on here that has MS. There's people that here that don't even have toes, prosthetics. They're on the trail. So if they're on the trail, I'm going to be on the trail, and I'm going to keep on going. I don't care if my hip hurts, my knee hurts. I'm going to keep on going. So I hope you enjoy the bear episode. So just leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I appreciate it for watching, and thank you. All right, this is Scott. On that day of the bear encounter, he went out of his way to go get and attack the bear. No, he didn't do that. But he was with me the night that a bear encounter, so I'm gonna let him tell you how the whole situation went down. So, Scott, tell us.
Thanks, Don. We all got to camp at, I think maybe at about 5 o'clock, and we all set up. And then one of the guys, Greg, was looking through the Far Out Guide and was telling us the story of the day before where a bear had, or not a bear, but a bear bag had mysteriously disappeared overnight. Somebody had lost the complete bear bag and never saw the contents again. And on that post it said the guy wasn't sure whether it was a human or a bear or a Sasquatch. And so we all had a good laugh at that. And because there'd been some homeless activity of stealing bear bags, we just had in our minds that it was going to be a human, a homeless person. And there were also within the middle of the campsite, people had hung the bear bags, and you could see that the lines were cut, but they were higher than what you would think a bear could do. So we all just assumed that it was sort of human activity doing that. And before we went to bed, we sort of yelled out to any homeless people or humans that we had extra food. Don't steal our bags. We're more than happy to give that to you. So, and I think we crashed at about.
What about the pass or the code that we're giving?
Thank you. So the big fella Don decided that we'd have a code word that I was closest, that if I did hear anything or anybody heard anything, we'd say this code word. And the code word he came up with, and I don't know how he did it, was Bora Bora. And so, but then we ended up going to sleep, and that was fine. And I think we went to sleep at about maybe 8 o'clock. About 1:15, I heard the sound of a sort of rope going through the carabiner, and so I should have yelled out Bora Bora. However,
never heard it.
The big fella never heard it. I think what he did hear was something to the effect of, someone's running off with our bear bag, a couple of expletives in there. I ran out the wrong side of my tent, knocking my tent down. Don jumped out, Greg jumped out. We're all got our flashlights and everything else. We're looking for the homeless human being that has taken our. We can see the bear bag still swinging, so that was a bit weird that it hadn't gone. And then as we get closer and we're seeing these little beady eyes in the distance, Don realised it was a bear. And as we get closer, and I'm behind him, and we've got our knives drawn, we're ready to go, we're ready to attack this, what we thought was a human, and then we're going to attack this bear. All I hear Don goes is, "Oh, that's a big bastard." And so we slowly moved back, and then the bear decided to chase, to sort of charge us. And then we realised we were in for the long haul, because one of the things we thought was, do we sort of pack up and leave? But then Don said, well, we're taking the bear bag with us, and then that means that bear's probably going to track us down because he wants that food. He really wants it badly. So Greg started a fire. We're keeping scout, making sure that he wasn't going to attack us. And then we had to stay up all night because he just surrounded us, and he just kept walking around backwards and forwards in front of us for a while. Then he disappeared, the eyes complete. The weird thing was, for probably the first couple of hours, we could pinpoint his eyes with the torches, but then after a while it was almost as if he realised, and then we didn't see his eyes for a while, and he would but you could see the black void of this 300-pound, mass in the distance when we had the flashlights and stuff. And then we got the fire going, and then the bear started circling around everywhere, and went to Ken's tent, who was still asleep at this time, about 5 hours in. So it circled around there, and then Greg realised I should go and check on my bag, and so we've got him. He's over here. He's pinpointed. It's all right. So Greg goes over here to check his bag out, and the frickin' bear's over here now, right underneath his bag. On the AT trail, there's no chance we could actually escape. So this bear was a crafty bugger, and so we just waited him out. He would come back every now and then. He would charge us every now and then. And at the start, he was hissing and growling. He was annoyed, and then I think, as you said, Don, he was invested in getting that food that night. Correct. He thought it was an easy win, and we were pissing him off that he wasn't able to get that. So we're standing in front of that. So I think it might have turned to a bit personal for him. And then I think when 7 o'clock broke and the light had come up, and it was cold, it was freezing, but we had the fire. And by the way, seeing this has been videoed, and you won't know this yet, Sandra, we're all standing around. We're now seated around the fire. We're all seated around the fire, and we're having a chat, and we started hearing this growl, and we look around, and there's Don. He's sat on the ground like this. His head slumped like this, and he's sitting upright, snoring, out like a light, gone. But this is just before 7 o'clock break because we hadn't had any sleep at all. And then we didn't have any sleep all that day. We had to hike another, 12 to 16 miles we did that day, and no sleep. So that was the infamous tale of the angry bear.
It is probably one of the craziest things that I've seen on the trail so far.
Oh, for sure. Apart from Emily, she's one of the craziest things I've seen on the trail.
I don't want to show that, Emily. But yeah, Scott, me, and Greg, we stood there and we didn't let that bear take that bag and none of the bags, and didn't let him. He wanted to come into the camp, but didn't want to. He didn't want to leave, so he was trying to figure out either bear bags or inside the tents. Thinking there was food.
Who knows what he was going to do, right?
Correct.
He was so annoyed. And the good thing, you quickly jumped on afterwards, and when it was all settled, jumped on to far out. You put the message to let other people know, and Greg did his best at scrawling on the big giant log in charcoal that there was a bear here on the 22nd of April.
Right.
So,
and I also reported to the ATC that day.
Yeah.
And so hopefully they closed down that, and it was called Beech Gap campsite, I guess. And hopefully that the ATC or the wildlife has done something about it, because it was a dangerous situation, but we survived it because we did teamwork there, and it was fantastic.
And I did hear that from an older couple that were in North Carolina that are from Georgia, that there's actually a family of bears around that area. So I think we might have been quite lucky and maybe dodged a bullet that there wasn't more than just one. So, because we were a bit panicky, I think, at one stage, that what if there's more than one? So
I appreciate you, Scott, and it was good teamwork. Yeah. So, all right, this is what's happening. Greg was woken up by something trying to get our bear bags. Not Greg, but Scott, I'm sorry. And we're actually fending off our food and our tents from a bear. And he's close somewhere. I can't see him right now, but he's the way I know it was bear, because when I went up to the food bags, I could hear him in the background, and I walked a little further and saw his head. So what we're doing right now is we're setting a fire, and it's 1:10 in the morning, but he really wants our food bad. I'm not trying to go too far out because, like I said, I don't want to have to hurt the bear. Behind the tree. All right, he's right there. You can see the eyes. See the bear? All right, he's coming to the left right there. Oh, he's right here. He's about 50 yards from me. trying to move towards your bag, Ray. Someone has a powerful light.
Hey?
Is that Greg? You got that light? That's a powerful light. But he's in that little bush area right there.
Oh, I see him.
Oh, you do?
Yep. Crossing the trail.
He's coming back towards this side?
I can't tell. It's dark. I just see a shadow. See the eyes? Walking down. Yeah. Okay, you see him? Is
Is that him?
that the shadow?
Oh, yeah, that's him.
Fucking hell, how big is that fucker? Jesus. Oh, that's his mating whistle. Well, Ken's our sacrificial lamb.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Now he's going back up the trail. But he's...
crossing.
Because that's like where my bag's roped off.
You smell your shit.
He's still there.
Hey, Ken, he's a big boy.
Yeah. See if I can find him. There he is. Oh, sorry. Yeah. He's going on the other side. Yeah, he's standing right there too, that little bastard. See if he does a bluff charge. He's right under. That's our food right there hanging up. And that's the bear right there. And I'm trying to get a little closer in. And there you see him.
Got him?
Yeah.
He's right there.
Yeah, there he is.
Where's he at now?
I can only see him. He's still on the trail, just a little further through the angle there.
One of us could be the bear whisperer.
Hey!
He's walking off, isn't he?
No, yeah, you can kind of see his ass.
That's his ass, isn't it? Yeah.
I can't see his ass.
Yeah, he's just off.
It's really like just as dark.
Oh, that is him. No shit.
Right.
I think it might be noise time. That's very close.
Yeah.
Look at that son of a bitch. Hey!
Should I throw a rock if he gets too close?
I'm not sure.
There you go.
So he's moving to it. He's going to go for our stuff. He's had enough.
What?
You got him?
I don't see him no more.
I think fanning out. I don't know, just the impression of just being bigger and being surrounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your
Oh, no,
foot?
here he is. Here he is.
Where's it?
Yeah, just here. I think. Yeah. He's just straight through. Straight through there. Yep, straight through there. And he's just moving off to the right. He'll be over here now. Where's Steve Irwin? You moving? You see him?
Yep.
Oh, he's by our bear bags now.
Yeah, he's had enough. He just wants the food.
Yeah. He's trying to get toward. All right, we're doing a campfire just to stay awake and make sure the bear doesn't come back, and to verify that this did happen. You can't see his face, which he doesn't have a contractual agreement with me. It's Scott and then Greg. So they witnessed it, and we'll see what happens once the sunrise comes up.